10.
Splash of trash.
Yes, it is a splash of trash from OK Magazine, okmagazine.com.au. Holly Wainwright. Good morning, Holly.
Hello, Wammo. How you doing?
Very, very well indeed. First up, Michael Jackson, he's finally been put to bed.
He has. He was buried, in the end, 70 days after his death. He was finally buried. People, their opinions of why it took so long are divided.
Yeah, he'd be a bit woofy, wouldn't he?
Sorry?
He'd be a bit woofy.
Yes, exactly. I think they might have been keeping him in the freezer.
Right.
Specially built golden freezer
I'm
just for him.
I'm surprised he, in his will, he didn't want to be frozen cryogenically or something and brought back to life later on.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, there were rumours during his life that is what he wanted, but I think in the end, and at the end of the day, it was his family who had a big say about what happened to him, and they think that the reason it took so long to bury him was because they were squabbling about where to bury him, which, as we've talked about before, is that his brothers wanted him buried at Neverland, his mum refused. Mum won in the end, had a big funeral at Forest Lawn graveyard, I guess, Memorial Park in LA, where he will be buried. He's buried in a gold casket under layers of concrete to deter ghoulish grave robbers.
Yeah.
I know, but today they announced that there's going to be a big memorial concert for him held in Austria, of all places, at the end of September. And so far, because there were rumours that Whitney Houston, that Madonna, and all these really big names were going to perform at this concert, and they have said that they haven't finalised the lineup yet. But at the minute, the biggest name on there is Chris Brown,
right?
And it would be his comeback, his first comeback since he admitted to assaulting his then girlfriend Rihanna and all the scandal that surrounds him. So he seems a little bit of an odd choice. But Jermaine Jackson took to the stage and announced this huge concert in Vienna. Chris Brown's up there, Mary J. Blige, Natalie Cole, and people are still holding their breath to see if the likes of Madonna and Whitney are really going to turn up.
And of course, the big fans are waiting for this worldwide release of a movie very, very soon as well, aren't they?
Yes, and actually the funeral that we were just discussing was filmed to be included on that. Apparently it's going to be a big package of the rehearsal footage and memorials, and one would imagine that will be rushed out in time for the Christmas sales.
No doubt, indeed. All right, on to a little bit of Sex and the City mayhem. What's going on here?
I know. Well, just last week they started filming Sex and the City 2 in New York, and it's amazing, really, because you might imagine that this has all died down, the fuss about this TV show and movie after the last time, but fans are thronging the streets in New York, making it very difficult to film, and even more difficult for the stars to keep any sort of secrets about what's actually going on in the plot, because every time they film a scene, which they have always filmed in the streets of Manhattan, of course, there are hundreds and hundreds of people there and throngs of paparazzi. So it's amazing that they can make it look so normal in the movie when you consider the last one was filmed under these circumstances too. Anyway, the rumour is Samantha Jones, Kim Cattrall's character, is going to get pregnant in this next film, which is quite amazing considering at the end of the last film she was turning 50 and they were having a big party for her. So anything is possible in Sex and the City world.
Exactly. And I'm just looking at the news on okmagazine.com.au. There's apparently a designer says Sex and the City makes me sick.
Yes, Manalo Blahnik, the most famous shoes, possibly Carrie Bradshaw, Sarah Jessica Parker's character, made Manalo Blahnik the household name he is as a shoe designer. But yeah, he says that these days if people talk to him about Sex and the City, it makes him sick, even though he actually admits himself that last year he was saved from the recession by the Sex and the City movie. He says, we had a very good year last year thanks to a stupid satin shoe that she wore in the film. That shoe saved our company, he said.
Well, there you go.
So, biting the hand that feeds, Wammo.
Exactly. All right, finally, Thurman, what she's up to.
Yeah, well, Uma Thurman is getting married, which is very nice for her. It will be her third trip down the aisle. She's previously been married to Gary Oldman and to Ethan Hawke. She has a couple of kids with Ethan Hawke. But for the last couple of years, she's been dating Archie Busson, who is this sort of financier, playboy, man about town, who used to be partnered with Elle Macpherson. He's the father of her two kids. Anyway, what's raised a few eyebrows about this thing is they have reportedly booked Kensington Palace for it in London, which is Princess Diana's old house. Apparently it's available for weddings, parties, anything these days if you've got the cash, and they're going to have a royal wedding.
Have you seen...
Very fancy.
Of course, it's Tarantino that really sort of made Uma Thurman's name. Have you seen...
Yes, brought her back, yes.
Yeah, or brought her back, yeah. Have you seen Inglourious Bastards yet?
I haven't seen it yet.
I'm dying to
see it, but not yet.
I was just wondering whether or not the French actress in there is going to be his new Uma Thurman.
Oh, I don't know. Yes, quite possibly. I haven't seen it yet. Is it good?
It is very good, because he's very good at choosing his leading ladies, and really creating an aura around them, I suppose.
Well, that's true. And creating very strong parts for them. So, yeah, who knows who'll be the next Uma for him.
Exactly. Holly, thanks so much for your time. We'll talk to you next week.
No worries, Wammo. Have a great day.
Holly Wainwright from OK Magazine, okmagazine.com.au. And so just now, this is called The Chase. Radio Wammo.